Since the dawn of civilization, it was considered self-evident that humans are inherently unequal, and that those with power or pedigree may control, abuse, and destroy the weak. Modern society's enthusiastic embrace of equality is a recent phenomenon, a gradual result of the American Revolution and its 1776 Declaration of Independence, which made human rights and equality the basis of a modern republic and a model for other countries to emulate. This was a break from a well-entrenched status quo. Although Christianity incorporated numerous Torah ideas into the new religion it founded, the concept of the image of God in each and every person did not become a defining concept for the Catholic Church in the way that it structured society. During the Middle Ages, the Church was Europe's most powerful political player and its largest landowner. It enforced a social hierarchy with fiefdoms and serfs similar to the societies of the ancient pagans.
Christianity, to a very large extent, said, well, Romans 13, you just have to accept the autocratic instincts of the leader. It's part of the punishment in this world.
It treated its own adherents with inequality, permitting Bibles only in Latin and Greek, languages that were alien to the masses. Bible translators were killed to ensure that the masses relied blindly on their priests. In the 16th century, the Protestant Reformation caused major shifts across Christian Europe. This movement protested against many of the activities and doctrines of the Catholic Church. The Reformers wanted to return Christianity to the way they thought it was intended to be originally. As a consequence, understanding the Jewish roots of Christianity became a primary task of the Reformation, and study of the Hebrew Bible became a fundamental component of Protestantism. In this climate, many Christian scholars began to study the Bible, not only for religious instruction, but also for guidance on how to best fashion an effective society.
Along come a number of thinkers, and they say, well, the Hebrew Bible is part of our Bible. Let's try to take a look at it without the lenses of the New Testament, just as the Hebrew Bible. And perhaps we could use that as a pattern for developing a theory of government that is modern, that could apply to us here.
One famous philosopher to do so was British philosopher John Locke, author of 2 treatises of government, whose influence on the American founders is well known.
It's incontrovertible that if you take a look at the 2 treaties of government and you compare it with the Declaration of Independence, what you find is that whole paragraphs are pretty much copy-pasted from the 2 treaties into the Declaration of Independence. The Declaration of Independence is a thoroughly Lockean document.
Locke argued that the key to a fair society is the book of Genesis' account of divine creation, whereby the Creator reveals that all of humanity, without exception, is made in the divine image.
And went through the 2 treaties of government. The first treatise, which is almost entirely Hebrew Bible sources, the most quoted source in the second treatise, which is the basis for his entire political edifice, is also Hebrew Bible.
Equality for Locke is inseparable from theology. He wrote,
"For men, being all the workmanship of one omnipotent and infinitely wise Maker, all servants of the one sovereign Master, sent into the world by his order, and being furnished with like faculties, sharing all in the community of nature, there cannot be supposed any such subordination among us that may authorize us to destroy one another, as if we were made for one another's uses, as the inferior ranks of creatures are for ours."
If you begin your entire philosophical, theological, political edifice with all of humankind are God's creations, then you naturally base the notion of rights on equality. You base the notion of freedom on equality. He says the magistrate, the king, the political leader has to be subservient to natural law. He cannot violate those laws, which are based on God's law, because we are the workmanship of one Creator. and he cannot violate my rights. So with this, he eliminates the idea of absolute and arbitrary government.
From the Torah to Locke, from Locke to the Founding Fathers, and from America to the world, equality is another one of Judaism's precious gifts to the world.